All right, hello everybody. This is American Contractor, and this is another Iraq update. April 15th of 2020. I think today's Wednesday, and I just want to give you another update on what's going on in Iraq. And let's just get into this. And so let's talk about the first document, which is this one right here. Let me get my pen out. All right. In the document, the central bank directs banks to fulfill customers' requests throughout the week after excluding their employees from the ban. This right here. I got to use my pen because I like it, and I forgot to use it last time. All right, what's happening here is, I know there's some gurus out there that said the banks were closed and, all this. They're only open for 2 days a week or 3 days a week, and it's just not true. Matter of fact, a lot of rumors are going around in Iraq and Baghdad about the banks, being shut down and stuff, and they were open. So they had to put out a memo out to everybody so the banks are still open every single day, Monday through actually Sunday through Thursday, because they're closed Fridays and Saturdays. And so they had to put out a memo that they are still open, because the state employees, people who receive money from the Iraqi government, they're worried about how they're going to get their salaries every week. They're paid every week. And so it created a problem. So they had to put out a memo to everybody that, hey, no, we're not closed at all. Just come to the bank, come to the state banks, and that's the ones that distribute the government money through those banks. There are over 7 million state employees. They just added another 500,000 thanks to the protests. Another 500,000. They had added another 500,000 employees to the state government rolls because of the protesting that's been going on. So the Iraqi government did come, do a good thing by adding, those people to the oil and gas industry. So they were all worried about how they're going to get paid if the banks are closed, because the rumors are going around, and it's not true. They are getting paid. It's in the Iraq government's best interest to move that money into the Iraqi citizens' hands. Even though they're locked down, they can't go anywhere, things of that nature, they still want that security that they're still going to get paid. Because the one thing the government doesn't want is riots on their hand and a bunch of people who have coronavirus running amok among everybody and wanting their money, when they can say, hey, we're going to get paid. Don't worry. And just do as you're told, basically. Stay in your houses. You're going to get paid. When payday comes, line up at the banks with your gear on, your PPE, and get paid and go back home. If you need groceries, you need some food, then go get it and then go back home. That's what's happening in Iraq. There's no business hardly any being done in Iraq. There's a difference between oil and gas, because that 90% of the revenue is from oil and gas. Now let's go to this one right here. Oil Ministry explains about the agreed reduction in OPEC and sets a date for starting it. Basically, if you're on my newsletter, I already told you about there's an oversupply.
I've added it to reminders.
I'm just going to give you an example. I'm just talking here on my microphone, and Apple Siri here just turned on. It just goes to show you that they're listening to you every second of the day. And I didn't say anything to her. All right, sorry for that interruption, folks. I had to move my phone away from me. But back to where I was, if you're on the newsletter that I send out bi-weekly, you'll know that I was talking about how the oil is being overabundant. The storage facilities, like I told you about 2 weeks ago, they're overabundance of oil. You can't produce oil because you got nowhere to send it to, because China has too much oil on their storage facilities. All the oil tankers are full, so how are they going to sell oil and accept it? Where are they going to store it at? So that's what's happening here. It's going to impact the Iraqi economy. If you look at right here, international monetary forecasts. When you're reading these articles from Iraq, especially, you just got to interpret what they're trying to say the best you can. In an international monetary, they're talking about the IMF. All right, that's the IMF. Sharp slowdown in the Iraqi economy this year and a strong next year. So this year they're going to have, just like it says, with the coronavirus, the oil price is what, $20 a barrel, $19 a barrel. I'll show you in a minute here. It's going to create a problem. Jihad here, he's an economist, oil expert. Oil market collapses, damages the Iraqi economy. When you have an oil product, when you have a product that's oil, and you accept that for payment in dollars to cause your revenue for the Iraqi government, 90% of it is oil revenues, then you're going to have a problem when the oil price is dropping from a $70, $65 high, just 4 months ago to $20. And it might even go lower than that. We'll just see what happens. And go on to the next slide. I hope you guys like my slides here. Here we go. U.S. may help oil producers by offering storage space. And if you were listening to me a couple of weeks ago, I talked about this, that there is a problem with oil storage space. SPR, that's the strategic, if you look right here, if you look right there, Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and that is the SPR. And I guess our president is offering, which I had no idea, it's kind of hard for me to grasp, that our SPR reserves have storage space. We have empty facilities, even though we create the oil, we consume oil and natural gas, and we still have storage space. That doesn't jive with me but we'll see. That's what the U.S. government's offering, our storage capacities to store oil. And the MIC people, remember, they're alive and well. I can't say their names. The MIC, if you're smart and you're always watching, you'll know what I'm talking about, but maybe I can highlight it here. It's these people, right? I can't say their names, but it's right there. All right? These people, MIC. They won't know what I mean when I say MIC. They can think, oh, yeah, I'm talking about Mickey Mouse, MIC. All right, let's get back to serious business here. All right, so we're going to offer storage space to the producers like Iraq, because they can't sell the oil, because where's the oil going to go? All the oil tankers are full. So they're sitting in the Persian Gulf, in the Asian Sea, South China Sea. Oil tankers are sitting there full. They got nowhere to go. We don't consume oil fast enough. Here in America, we consume, 20 million barrels of oil a day? But we export 12 million. But they keep telling us we're the number one exporter in the world. Does that even jive? Does that even... Go look it up. Does that even... That doesn't even compute. But anyways, let's look at this right here. I love my little pin here. I just didn't use it last time. But see how this chart here, key U.S. oil flow set to reverse with tanks filling up. Now, when it goes up like this, tanks are filling up. Now, when it's going down like this, tanks are emptying. We're consuming more oil. We're selling it. People are buying it. Economy's doing great. Then it goes back up. Then it comes back down. See how it does? We're right here. When it goes back up, that doesn't mean it's good times. That means we're reaching almost 50 million storage capacity. All right. So when it's going up, it's not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We want it low because we were selling it as fast as possible. All right. We're consuming it. We're selling it. People are happy. People have jobs. People are jumping in their nice cars or SUVs and burning oil. Look at this. Top 10 lowest gas prices. Prices of best gas stations in Tennessee. All right. Murphy's Express. Look at that. $1.01. I bet those people in California wish their gas was $1.01. Look at that. Casey's, $1.01. Now, we as consumers, we think that's great, and it is. I love paying $1 for a gallon of gas. But there's a price to it, and our economy is not doing very well. Look at the oil price over here. WTI crude, the gurus don't even tell you this. They don't even know. They don't even know. Which one? Does Iraq take Brent crude? Does Iraq take Mars USS? How about the OPEC basket? How about Urals? No. They take WTI crude. That's what they sell to the... That's what they sell to the world is WTI crude. $19.68, and this price was there about, say, an hour ago. So I screenshot it, put it on the slide. It was about an hour ago. So that's what's happening. All right. So if you have any questions, comment below. Tell me what you think about the oil and gas, about Iraq. And let's go on to the next slide. Next slide. All right. Iraq suspends Reuters from 3 months over report on the coronavirus. If Iraq was smart, they would ban these people forever, for good. They're fake news. They do a lot of false reporting. And in this case, they might be right. And I'll give them that. They might be right because they did interview a lot of people. They formulated their report. They submitted it. Iraqi government didn't like it, so they banned them and fined them like $21,000, I believe. But if Iraq government was smart, they'd ban Reuters from Iraq permanently. I do not like Reuters, as you can tell. I think they're just fake news. And, well, that's what's happening. So it's going to have some fallout effects, especially with other media, because they're going to say, well, we better not report this because they might suspend us too for 3 months and fine us $100,000. So it does have a ripple effect, but if Iraq was smart, they'd kick Reuters to the curb permanently. All right, next one here. This is, I guess I shouldn't have put this here because we were just talking about that. They're talking about the IMF. Forecast sharp slowdown in Iraq's economy this year, followed by a strong recovery in 2021. So it looks like everything's going to be pointing to a good 2021. We hope anyways. Oil prices go back up to $70, $75, $80 a barrel. Remember, those people like to have, the MIC people. Here. Let's do this. The MIC people, they are alive and well. They need that gas price to go back up. These people right here. These people right here. And I can't say their names like I said. The Mickey Mouse people right here. These people. They needed to go back up to $70, $80 a barrel. Oil is our lifeline. Oil is our lifeblood. they will do anything to have that oil price. And when I say anything, they will do anything to get that price back up to $75, $85 a barrel. No mistake. Don't doubt it for a second. These people, I wonder why my pen is not dark. Hold on. I like this right here. That was. Sorry about that. I'm just playing around. Get back serious here. MIC people, the Mickey Mouse people. Don't doubt for a second that they're not serious. They're alive and well, and they want that oil price to go back up. They'll do anything. Conflicts. I won't say some other words, but you get what I'm talking about. Conflicts, like setting things up. All right? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Because every time I say things that I'm not supposed to really be talking about it, something happens to my YouTube channel. That's why I don't post a whole lot of videos. I love to post every day, but I gotta learn how to say certain things and not say certain things because they are watching. And they meaning, you know who I'm talking about. So I just don't want to say anything that jeopardizes, because I want to inform people. I'm going to do my part because, we are headed the wrong path, and we'll just talk more about it. Hopefully the next video I do, I'll talk about what's happening in the United States. If you're interested in that, please let me know. And there's a lot of things happening. Some gurus out there are always talking about, hey, I want it to crash, the plan or whatever. It's a bunch of nonsense, bunch of idiots. But sorry about ranting, but let's get back to business. Economists in the light of the corona crisis, banks must start with blockchain technology. If you were in my newsletter, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and the CBI is going to start using blockchain technology. That is the central bank. And it's going to mandate all the other banks in Iraq to use blockchain technology too, because they want to record the transactions accurately. They don't want anybody to have any doubts on their entries into their bank books. We all know that banks have two bank books, right? The ones they let you see and the ones they do not want you to let you see. But the blockchain technology will eliminate all that because they have to be accurate. And if you enter into blockchain technology, every transaction is an accurate recording of that transaction, just like Bitcoin. All right. So let's, next one is, this one right here is electricity. We'll convince Washington to extend Iraq's exception to preventing Iranian energy imports. Let me talk a little bit about this. With the United States government, we don't like Iran. We don't like their government at all. You can go online and look all about what we're trying to do to the Iranian government. We have enormous, serious sanctions on them. Matter of fact, I think we increased the sanctions again because of the coronavirus. And the Iranian government, they need to be removed. They need a new government. The Iranian people have been suffering too long, and they just need a new leash on life. Anyways, apparently Iraq does not have sufficient electricity supplies coming into their country. Now they have Saudi Arabia and they have Kuwait bordering, and they have Syria, which they don't do much, and then they have Jordan. But since they're so embedded with Iran, because they got Iranian agents inside their parliament, they started looking towards Iran for the electricity. Now they're slowly trying to back away from them, trying to not consume so much Iranian electricity into their country. So they're trying to, break away from them as fast as possible. Because the U.S. government's telling them, look, you need to break away from them as fast as possible, but they can't. They need the electricity. Kuwait can't only supply so much, or else they would, right? They would. Kuwait likes money just like Iraq does. If they can sell electricity to Iraq, they would. Jordan's the same way, but they don't have so much capacity because they got their own people to worry about. Kuwait is going to worry about Kuwait, and if they can sell a little bit to Iraq, they will, and they do, but not as much as Iranians do, as the Iranian government. So we're slowly trying to break away, and it's these guys again. I hate to say it again. It's these guys that create that situation, and the Mickeys, and what I was trying to say is that they want Iraqi government to break away from Iranian government in everything: oil and gas, electricity, imports from over the border for supplying businesses, food, agriculture, construction materials, cement, bricks. They want to break away from all that. So it's happening. It's just going to take a while. Got to have faith. I have faith in the Iraqi government. They will do the right thing. All right, let's go on to the next slide. This is the last slide, I promise. I put this in here because I saw this headline here. It was better than the other one. But we all know that the IMF is predicting a slowdown in Iraq, which is true because of oil prices are $20 a barrel. Of course they're going to have a downturn. And this is about the electricity, and I don't know why I put this in here again, but I did. But we just talked about that. I think I put it in because it said next summer the energy will improve by 15% compared to the summer of 2019, which is this summer coming up right here in 2020. All right, so they increased it by 15%. That's good. See, every year they're getting better at it, and Iranian government knows this, so they're going to do other things to try to stay in with the Iraqi government. All right. This is like I said, my name is Richard Morris. AmericanContractor@gmail.com is my email address. You can reach me on Telegram Messenger. You can reach out to me, Richard Paul Morris. Make sure you put the @ symbol in there. You can reach out to me and send me a message. It's very easy to do. But if you have any questions about this video, I know it's kind of long, but if you have any questions about Iraq, just write it down. Comment below. Send me an email. Send me the Telegram. Whatever. How you want to do it, and I'll respond to you. And thank you for listening and watching. You take care and have a good day.